Hello fellow modelers, this time I'm going to build a Bloch 152/148 scale from JMGT, an old artisanal brand. Let's see what we've got. Jean-Marie Toquet proposed a few excellent resin kits almost 30 years ago. It seemed easy, but in the end it has been one of the most difficult I ever made. Very few pieces, but it took me a long time to put them together. It comes also with PE and vacuum parts. Decals are very old. Indeed, this has been the major problem. Single sheet notice as usual for this kind of kit. It begins very well. Even Mr. Rocket loved it. Before I begin, I made a first dry fit. It seems excellent except one gap. By the way, may I introduce you my precious helper, Miss Maya. Let's begin by the cockpit floor sanding. Be careful, the resin dust is dangerous. The PE seat frame is flat, of course, thus unrealistic, but I use it as a template to scratch a new one in electric wire. It has not been too difficult, but in the end it will remain almost invisible. You see what I mean? The trim wheel is missing. I scratch it with a punch-and die. For the control stick, I use brass and plastic tubing. Even if it is almost invisible, it is my pleasure to complete the cockpit with all the levers. It should be dark blue, but I prefer add a medium blue layer to make it more visible. The fuselage is perfect, no need to sand. Two centering pins allow a perfect positioning of the wing. The upper cockpit is classically painted, faded and dry brushed in metal. The aim is to enlight a traditionally dark area. For the PE dashboards, I apply a white oil paint wash on a dark grey layer. The excess is wiped off with pure petrol F. Set the dashboard had been easy, excellent for a short-run kit. I detail the cockpit floor with the lower dashboard, I improved the levers with Mr. Surfacer and paint, and finally I glued the oxygen bottle. The seat belts are made of Tamiya tape and lead wire. In June 1940, many French fighters had only belly belts. Scary, no? In my opinion, for this kind of large surface, epoxy is better than CA glue. CA glue styrene chute, and that's it for the gap. I replace the missing struts by brass tubes. Modelers are unsatisfied. There is always something to improve. Another interesting challenge, the engine does not fit inside the cowling. This is a perfect example of the danger of the resin dust. I wear gloves, a mask, and my room is widely open. By the way, I build my kits in my garage. Modeling consists in preparing several sub-assemblies before being able to combine them all. The spark plugs cables are made of fuse wire. Oops, I forgot to paint in medium grey the crankcase. I fix it later. Now the funniest. Nothing holds precisely the engine, neither inside the cowling nor the fuselage. So I made this roundel, which is going to help me. Let's continue with funny things. The front bulkhead does not fit inside the cowling. I had to remove a lot of resin and make many dry fits to find the good position. Here, for example, it is not yet perfect. Glue the engine had not been easy at all, especially because it is directed 2.5 degrees on the left. This section had been very difficult. The cowling flaps broke. I rebuilt them with styrene strip, CA glue, putty, and finally I sprayed Mr. Surfacer. The styrene vacuform part has two functions. First, vacuform a new canopy, or in my case, help to cut it. Hopefully, set the aft canopy had been easy. I reinforce the front frame with electric wire and fill the gap with Mr. Surfacer again. Here is a French World War II colors mixed. Light grey-blue on the intrado. Light blue, green and chocolate for the rest of the camo. I love spend a lot of time in painting and shading. What you see there is only the beginning. In this case, I use my second airbrush, which is a cheap one with a 02 needle. Now it's time for decals. Painting with a thin needle make rough layers. Even if I smooth them with micromesh, I prefer add gloss varnish. To avoid crumbling, I did the same with decal. The main problem of this technique is that it needs a lot of microsol. It has been impossible to save the number, the insignia and the serial on the vertical fin. I have been lucky to find someone who sold me this particular decal 100% usable, but in the end I spent 1 month at this stage. The landing gear struts are in white metal. After primer, I painted them in alclad aluminium. After a primer, the resin wheels are painted in alclad aluminium and Guernsey tire black. So does the propeller. I replace the broken exhaust pipes by drill sprues. For weathering, I use various oil paints for shading, mottling and melting the colors. I painted the guns in dark grey and dry brush with a metal watercolor pencil. I simulated the dust on the wheel with petrol F and pastel powders. Ten minutes later, I just brush the excess. Paint figure is very long. First I apply a dark grey layer, then a zenithal white one, followed by various acrylic colors hand-painted, varnish, oil paint, washes, etc. Almost impossible to film the whole process. The base is easier. Electrostatic grass on PVA glue, black acrylic paint, and that's it. I finally glued the flaps, et voilà! It was the very first time I commented my video. Thanks for your reaction. Here is a 10 years old 148 monogram B26. please take a look at my club Facebook page. By the way, thanks to the city of Jonquière for their support.